And then along came AI a year ago, and I was like, oh, AI is going to solve all our problems. And it didn't. We could get a chatbot going, but the AI only, it's artificial intelligence, not advanced attribution intelligence.
Welcome to Future Fuzz, the digital marketing podcast.
Welcome into Future Fuzz, the digital marketing podcast. I'm Vince Quinn, and today we're talking about accuracy in data attribution. And joining us for this conversation is Scott Desgrosseilliers. Now, Scott is the founder and CEO of Wicked Reports. It is a leading first-party market attribution platform for high-growth e-commerce brands. And with over a decade of experience analyzing billions in ad spend, Scott helps marketers cut through the noise to find what's really driving ROI. Scott, welcome to Future Fuzz.
Thanks, Vince. Man, you got a great radio voice, I got to tell you. Not like me with dropping my R's and my weird Maine accent here.
Well, I started with a Philly accent, and then kind of from there you say hoagie and Coke and things a certain way, and then you meet some people in New York and they yell at you for your accent, and then everybody on the radio is like, you got to speak better. So, I was whipped into submission of speaking properly, I think is what happened over time.
Yeah, nice and clean. My wife's from Michigan. They always say Michigan is the Midwest, is the proper newscaster accent. But I don't know. Yours is Philly. You're making a bid for Philly.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll put my Philly shirt on and go rep us. But yeah, it is a funny thing how it's come together. So for us though, talking about messaging, right? We're talking about getting that clear message through, professional, clean. One of the things, first off, just before we get into all the things with like data attribution and how you analyze all of that, and you have a whole framework that we'll go through in just a minute, just first give people an idea of what Wicked Reports is, the kind of work that you do.
Sure. Wicked Reports provides marketing attribution. In its simplest terms, we provide the scoreboard to let you know how your marketing is doing and where you should shift your budget and what the data is telling you about where to find your next best customers.
Okay, and so what does that look like then? What does that look like on a deeper level, Scott? I'm intrigued. I need more.
There's a lot of that. So, first, we have to accomplish three things. There's three jobs a marketer hires us to do. First, we're going to measure accurately. The reason why you need accurate measurement is because the ad platforms are very biased and they're black box, and they miss things that are actually very beneficial where you should spend more, particularly at top of the funnel. And they overinflate how powerful they are at the bottom of the funnel when people actually buy. For example, when Black Friday, Cyber Monday comes along, this episode will probably be aired around then, you'll see a lot of emails and a lot of SMS will be bombarding you. And that's because those things work. But then when you buy, all the ad platforms, if they ever even remotely showed you anything within a month, they're going to take credit and inflate. But then if you add up all the conversions from all the different platforms, plus your email and your SMS, you're going to see a lot more. You hopefully have a lot of sales, but you're going to see a lot more sales than actually occurred. So for a start, we got to give you an accurate scoreboard so you're not misappropriating all the money you worked hard to then spend on marketing. That's the first job.
Yeah.
Second thing we do is signal. We let particularly Meta, but also Google, let them know when they're doing a good job. And this is through the conversion API where we're sending marketing conversions. Our take on with Meta is moved to AI. The AI is bidding heavily on retargeted customers or customers you already have. And then they're making you pay again. And so it's because the pixel has to learn that you don't want to do that. And so we have ways of piping, maybe we'll get into it, of piping data in so that Meta learns and just tries to buy you new customers, not just repeat. And then the third thing we do is action. We have a whole AI and a framework that analyzes your data for you based on what you're trying to do and your KPIs, and then informs you using all the best practice attribution. So you don't have to go in and do that. We'll analyze it for you and just tell you either scale, chill, or kill.
Yeah. So I love that. The simplicity of that scale, chill, or kill is like such a fun, easy thing to understand. So I love the simplicity there. And just talk about this from a base level, right? Like to be able to get a clearer picture and understanding, like what kinds of benefits once people get in there, get the proper numbers, see what's really working, like how much easier does it get for them once they've worked with you, once they've gotten that kind of information?
Yeah. We help you do that. If you're doing a good job, that is, we help you do that.
Yeah, the more accurate the numbers, the better it is, right? Because if you're saying, hey, well, the numbers are saying all of these different things, but the client's going, well, I don't feel or really see any of that. You know what I mean? Like there's a disconnect here. The numbers can say whatever they want, but yeah, if it's not in the proper framing, then what's it worth?
I mean, we see behind the scenes of a lot of agencies and a lot of brands, and brands aren't, they've got successful enough to hire an agency because they're intelligent. And like you could be pointing over and over, Facebook says we're getting 9x. And they're like, well, we're not growing our revenue at all. They'll just switch agencies. We see it happen. So we try to arm our agencies with here's the talk tracks on how to get aligned on the right scoreboard. Think about sports. You're a Philly fan. Think about like if we would have, the traumatic time that Philly beat us in the Super Bowl. But like from a scoreboard perspective, we lost, and that's all that mattered. We lost the game.
That's right. You lost, and the Eagles won, and it was great, and everyone was happy. Everyone.
About to end this pod right now.
It's nice talking to you, Scott.
Analogy. I'm already irritated. But from an offense, so if you look at the scoreboard, we overall lost. But then if the Patriots go back and say, what do we need to improve? Our offense crushed it. Like Brady threw for 500 yards that day. I think he set the record for passing yards.
Yep.
So the offensive scoreboard, we looked amazing. Our defense was Swiss cheese, benching Butler and not playing in the defense. Our passing defense stat was so bad that Nick Foles actually looked good. But that's like relating this to marketing. Like, so you have to diagnose and improve what to fix. Okay, we have good offense. We have horrific passing defense. We need to fix that in order to get our ultimate goal, which is to win the Super Bowl. Same as a marketer, your ultimate goal is to grow revenue. You need to get more new customers, which means you need more new traffic that eventually converts. And so there's different scoreboards we use, shrinking down, football, like be 400 stats. Same with us. We have like 200 stats per click. We literally have that much stats. We shrink it down to just a couple so you can say, oh, okay, this is what I need to fix. Instead of saying, oh, I need to fix my passing defense, you'd be like, oh, I need to fix the ad creative on my top of the funnel meta campaigns because they're not driving enough people that become new customers. Similar concept, just different.
Yeah. And so for you guys at Wicked Reports, I know you have the 5 Forces framework, which is connected to all of this. So I want to dive into that a bit. And if you could just start with giving people an overview of what the framework does, what are the 5 forces?
So we're looking to solve the new customer acquisition puzzle because we had a lot of steps that if you chained them all together, they would work. But it's almost like you needed a project manager. Like with any measurement systems, there's a bunch of things you had to check. And I was like, this is just too hard. It works. We have a business that grows, but like it's a busy marketer is too tough. And then along came AI a year ago. And I was like, oh, AI is going to solve all our problems. And it didn't. We could get a chatbot going, but the AI it's artificial intelligence, not advanced attribution intelligence. I wish it was. We would already been all set. So I had to figure out a way to train the AI to always measure correctly and look at the right trends and be smart enough. Like if you listen to advice and change the budget, that can make the numbers go a little helter skelter. It has to know, oh, I just changed the budget. Don't overreact the other way. And so that led me on to a path, which was basically 10 years of building attribution, training people, speaking, to get to how could I distill it down to scale, kill, chill. One word. I'll get one word of advice. And so that's how it came about. The actual framework is 5 steps. The first being intention, which is when you're launching a campaign or if you already have one launched, what are you trying to do? Some intentions, target cold traffic that later becomes customers, acquire new customers, retarget web traffic. Those are a couple. There's like 10. And because those mean different things for measurement. Like if I'm trying to attract new customers, if you go into your Meta business reports, you just see results. They're not segmented by new or repeat, which is a very different customer journey and different tactics you need. And so that would mean to us measurement, we're going to look at new customers instead of repeat as one of many things. Mm-hmm. Also means what attribution model we're going to use, what primary KPI. So that takes care of a bunch of attribution gore, just telling us what the hell are you trying to do here?
Yeah, which is big, right? Because I think a lot of times people, they come in with the mindset of outcomes, and I'm looking for these outcomes, and it's not what is your intention. You know what I mean? Like the step there first, I think is so important because you really do need to say, okay, you want these things. Why do you want these things? What value is that bringing to your business? And to be able to scale that back and like truly dig into their mind and frame it for them is everything, because now you've set the right expectation.
Exactly. And actually the second force is expectation.
Oh, look at me go. Okay.
Yeah, and that's aligning you on the right scoreboard. In our case, that's we based on the intention, we say, okay, this is the attribution model. This is how long the game's going to be played. Because if it's cold traffic, it's better be at least 30 days. And you got to capture that and log it so that the budget holder doesn't forget. Because all of a sudden, 3 days in, hey, we're not making any money on this. It's cold traffic.
Yeah.
It takes a couple weeks. I see it happen with people who should know better. They don't. So you got to keep it up there, and then in your weekly status, as a reminder, this is top of funnel. It's a 30-day time period. We all agreed on it. We're only on day 5 or, whatever. And then the second part of expectations, I got this from when I used to be a financial trader, is you want to determine what actions you're likely to take based on the results before you get results. And so for this, we set a scale, chill, and kill zone. Scale meaning spend more. Kill meaning something's bad, we got to diagnose and improve it. And then chill, which, it's kind of nice to be able to chill. It's not just one number. Because you got one number, you're either above it or you're below it. Like, I want to buy new customers at $100. Well, okay, they're 110 today. Uh-oh, is that bad? Is the trend, you got to do all this thinking.
Yeah.
Or it's 90. Are we going to be rich now overnight? We just got to double down. And so setting a zone where you chill, which means, we have a formula, a very simple one, but setting a chill zone means within that range, you're just going to spend the same. You don't need to go deal with it. You got your 85 other to-do list items. Go do those and just chill.
Future Fuzz is sponsored by SalesSource, B2B pipeline management and sales growth for your business.
Yeah. Hey, we all like a chill zone. Things are working. You don't have to touch it, right? Like because I know I get this tendency of things where it's always like, I need to be doing more, and we need to change this thing and update that thing, and to just be like, no, this is chill. We're not touching this. We're not. It works. It's good. It's fine. Like I think people need the restraint occasionally. I know I do. That's my problem. I need the restraint. I need chill.
Well, you need boundaries in order to create. To begin with, in life. So this is also just giving you a boundary. Hey, guess what? Go in, nothing to see here. Don't mess it up by fidgeting with anything. So then the third step would be action, which when you're first launching a campaign, that's pretty straightforward. You just launch the campaign. If you've already gone through the process and it's running long enough, and then you find you're in the kill zone, you'll make decisions and review the decision log and decide what you're going to do. Because often the data will tell us stuff and we just don't get around to it, or there's some nagging reason we're not willing to face the facts. But you want to have a decision log of, okay, I was supposed to kill this, but I'm not going to because of, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm too embarrassed to tell, you wouldn't probably put your true reasons, but at least all the decisions are on the table that you could make, and then you pick which ones you act, and you either act or you act by inaction, one or the other.
Yeah. Well, I think you're really touching on something important, though, because there is a pride element to all of this, right? Of just like, we think this is going to work. And so because of that assumption, I can't be wrong by this campaign not working. It needs more time. It's something else needs to change. And there's just this resistance at times because they're married to the idea rather than the result, right? Like that's ultimately the issue. So, I think occasionally you need that outside perspective of someone to be like, no, this is not working, and we do need to get rid of this, and you need to take your hands off the wheel.
Yes. And so that would be step 5. So then step 4 is outcome. So rather than rushing to the outcome, we now measure the outcome based on the intention we picked, which determined how we're going to measure, and based on the expectation when we got aligned on the zones. We then take the outcome and plug it into the zones and see, is it a scale, chill, or a kill? And then based on that, we go to step 5, optimization, where we use the data to diagnose and improve. Because based on what the intention is, there's only certain metrics we look at, and then we determine, okay, how do I normally benchmark against this? You're competing against yourself. Like, you could have 10 different conversion rates, but if you're doing new customers, how are the new customers converting on this channel based on how they usually convert? And are we better or worse than usual? Is like one small example.
Yeah. Okay. And so now you've gotten everything, you've set intention. So here's what we're going to do. This is what we're going to expect from it. Now we're going to go and activate this plan. We're seeing all the results of it. So like it's also regimented, simple, clean, easy. You're walking everybody through it. And then I know I touched a little bit on this kill process, but obviously spend, chill, kill, man. I mean, what's that moment like?
So yeah, I mean, scale, kill, chill. It's just like it says. I mean, scale. You'll start. Different platforms have different rules for how much you can scale immediately. And with kill, it could mean just drop back down to the previous spend if it was a scale, because there's a concept. It's almost like if Meta was a big lake that you were fishing, and all the targeting ad sets are fishing holes. Well, each hole only has so many customers you can fish out every day. And so while you always want to, unless you're doing broad targeting. So if you want to try to scale to the moon, you maybe only can get so many out of there at a profitable spread. And so you find that out, and then you just leave that and let that chill, and you go into the next ad sets and just build a foundational, methodical growth engine that way in some cases.
Yeah. Now, and one of the things beyond this that I think is so interesting is I go to your website, and one of the first things that shows up is, and you give me the nuances of this, but like Meta ads basically doubled is what it said on the site. So like to deal, one, I mean, what is that about? And two, like how do you deal with this constantly changing landscape with all the, especially with AI and the way things work with SEO? Like there's so much change right now. How do you keep up with that?
Sometimes it's a pain in the ass, but it's never a dull moment. And a lot of times it's overhyped, or people get all hysterical, and it ends up that it's not that big of a deal. We try to base it on, the data and the hard evidence. I mean, because like AI came in, it looked like it was going to solve everyone's problems. It hasn't, but it's a helpful tool. And now we find that we're saving people 10 hours a week, which they probably wouldn't spend the 10 hours a week. But if you were going to slice and dice everything and mine every last juicy nugget out of what we've captured, it'd be 2 hours a day. And no one's spending 2 hours a day. Well, we have people that do, but those are the data lovers. Not everyone does. But this way, now we've plucked it all out and highlighted it and put it on a platter for you to just get the value. Whatever job you're trying to have us accomplish, we just give you the job to be done. It's done for you. Your job is then to just use it to go improve your marketing. So that's the biggest thing, was I saw that the AI actually did provide a lot of time-saving value, if nothing. And it's accurate because it's consistent every time. I could look at a grid of data, be in a hurry, miss a trend, I don't know, something. Because I'm human.
Yeah.
AI just like methodical and consistent once we put in enough guardrails. So that was the biggest benefit I've seen from all the chaos and all the new innovation, sometimes being bad, was that there actually was a time-saving positive thing out of it.
Yeah. I mean, it is such a fascinating thing. Because I see it so much with when it just comes to social media usage or content creation. Like there's so many different people where, oh my God, I've built my whole living as a YouTuber, and now the ad revenue model has changed, or there's an algorithm change, and it's just like this mass chaos, and the way that people have to keep up with that. Like, yes, in theory, would you want to understand exactly all the platforms that you're on and what all the algorithm changes are, and I don't know, dive into the code, or people have 8-hour videos that dissect it? Sure, but you're not going to. Like, yeah, like you just have to acknowledge it's something that in theory you could do. You're not going to do it, and your life is going to be so much better from giving it up.
Yeah, and I think with everyone, you have to try to at least get the person's email. You can't rely on a platform that can just cut your access and overnight you're just penniless starting over. So while YouTube's made some incredible, success stories, the creators, but that's that terror they have to live in. You got to try to harvest the user first party data. It's like, gothic as that sounds.
Yeah.
You got to kind of get your own owned media somehow. Even if it's just going opt in on your list or get something, because otherwise you have you're at risk of your own assets being just taken from you. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I know for you at Wicked Reports, you guys have also made a lot of content. I mean, just give people just the depth of resources that you guys have made.
Yeah, I mean, it's just time and consistency. There's no shortage of topics, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's always something to talk about, or if not, we're training someone on doing a training video or case study, something or other. Yeah, also I looked up and we got like just because we're overhauling our website right now, and it's like, geez, we have a ton of content, a ton, and it just 10 years of doing it, just adds up, fortunately.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing. I mean, yeah, I have your Learn tab open right now, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 subtitles underneath Learn. Like, yeah, that's awesome. So that's work, but that's what it's all about. So like, it's great because you've got this balance of this, big time data and all these different platforms and ad spend, and then you get that organic benefit and the long-term play and the value of that. And like when you're tying everything together, that's really where that's what you're looking for. And you guys are doing that and doing it so well. So Scott, I mean, first, thank you again for all the time. Even though you're a Patriots fan, it's very sad to me. I loved beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. It was amazing. And then he cheated when he beat us before. He cheated. He cheated in 2004, and I'm dying on that hill. But beyond that, really appreciate the time and talking to you. So for people who want to check out you or Wicked Reports, where would you like them to go?
Sure. Wickedreports.com, of course, for the software. So anyone interested in the measurement strategy, fiveforces.com. And I'm on LinkedIn a lot, so Wicked Reports Scott should track me down there.
There you go. All right. Well, Scott, thank you again for joining the show. Thank you for listening to Future Fuzz. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Vince.
Thanks for tuning in and making the choice to listen to this podcast. If you liked what you've heard today, please don't forget to subscribe.